Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with our main topic today. Well, Minister of International Cooperation, Dr. Rania El-Moshat, said that 23 projects have been implemented in Egypt as part of the Mediterranean European Union program during the period from the year 2014 until the year 2020 as part of Egypt's development process. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to host this morning in the breakfast show Dr. Nevine Nakhla, doctorate in business administration, entrepreneur trainer. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Amal.
Dr. Nakhla, I really have the pleasure to be hosting you today. We'd like to know the role that is played by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the state in providing technical and financial support for entrepreneurs in small and medium businesses.
First of all, I would like to say happy feast, Eid Fitr Mubarak for all the country and for everyone and all your beloved ones. The second thing and the most important thing, His Excellency, our beloved President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, he is very keen to support entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship in Egypt. And in many occasions and in many conferences, he mentioned that the importance of entrepreneurship to the Egyptian economic growth.
Yes.
And it's part of the Vision 2030 to support entrepreneurs and to change the mindset of youth from waiting to be employed, waiting for a job to be offered to them, to creating their own dream and to create their own jobs.
Yes.
In one of the conferences, he said to youth they should really work hard and they should really fulfill their dream and they should really work to do their own creative and innovative projects.
To reach their goals and targets. Yes.
He also was very keen, His Excellency was very keen to assure that the whole government is supporting and facilitating all the support to
the budget needed,
the financial and training and everything to the youth and to entrepreneurs, especially the small and medium enterprises, and let's say even the MSMEs, the micro, small, medium enterprises. Also, he was keen to make sure that all ministries are working together and the whole state is in cooperation and aligned together to support entrepreneurs in Egypt.
Yes. Also, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was keen during encouraging the small and medium enterprises, was keen on the women empowerment in these projects. So could you shed light on this?
Women are 50% of the population, and they are the mothers, the sisters, and the daughters. And His Excellency is really supporting women to do their own projects and to be successful entrepreneurs as well. A lot of initiatives, a lot of support from the government and from many ministers and ministries, and many initiatives for women. And His Excellency, our beloved President, he is also targeting not only women in Cairo and in Alexandria, he is supporting and asking the state and the government, the ministries, to support women in villages and in rural areas, especially in Upper Egypt and on the borders of Egypt. For example, Her Excellency Minister of Planning and Economical Development has many projects like the Rouad Masr 2030 with a lot of support for women. Also the Ministry of Youth, they signed protocol with one of the private universities. They will make a platform to train youth in the 27 governorates. You know that Ministry of Youth, they have 4,300 centers all over governorates of Egypt. So these 4,300 centers are going to be used for training and seeing projects of entrepreneurs and giving them a lot of support. Another initiative, for example, is the Ministry of Technology. They made the 100,000 training online for digital and online. A lot of NGOs in cooperation with the government working. There is a brilliant initiative called the WEN program, Women Entrepreneurship Program, to support women and train them. I am myself, I'm a mentor for women entrepreneurs and startups through this initiative of WEN program, and it's a great support because usually studies say that the first year is the toughest year in any business, especially women with the constraint of the family, and she has other things to do, not only her career or her job or her project. So usually after 1 year it is tough for them, and not everyone continues.
Yes. And actually, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi allocated a special year for women, of course.
Yes.
So now with the Minister of International Cooperation, Dr. Rania al-Mashat, saying that 23 projects have been implemented in Egypt as part of the Mediterranean European Union program during the period from the year 2014 until the year 2020. So my question here is that how important is the program with the Mediterranean European Union in facing the common challenges and facing the countries of the region? Of course, there are challenges like, for example, the unemployment and also the risk of the climate change.
Yes, and the risk of corona, the COVID-19.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Her Excellency Dr. Rania al-Mashat, Minister of International Cooperation, she's a dynamo, and she's not stopping international cooperation and support for entrepreneurs in Egypt. And the cross-borders program and the cross-borders initiative and this new program is very important. And it is very much aligned with the government and the state vision 2030, and also the 17 SDGs, the SDGs of the United Nations, to support entrepreneurs and to support the economical growth during these hard, challenging times. Especially as you said, the unemployment and the risk of
the climate change
and the risk created by COVID-19. This program already spent 208 million euros in 14 projects, as you said, and supported thousands of youth and thousands of especially girls and young people to start their businesses and to train them and to help them. It's good to know that the new part of the project, the incoming part of the project, is divided into 3 programs, very important programs. One of them is to support incubators, business incubators. And we will talk more about business incubators if you would like, and to support training.
Yes, the training, that's a very important point that we would like to shed more light on, the importance of training.
Yes.
Okay,
Egypt is a young population. 65% of our population are youth.
Yes.
So we are not like Europe or like other places.
That's true.
So when you have this amount, a great amount of power, its power and its infrastructure and its capability and ability, if you don't train and spend in the training and the education of these young population, you are like going nowhere. But if you train and get a cadre of human power and human people, very educated and very well trained and very specialized, and are able to really innovate and create and understand the technology and understand what is business and the importance of business. This is very important. You know, the ecosystem of entrepreneurship, the most important pillar or one of the most important pillar of the ecosystem is education.
Of course.
And education is divided into two pillars: education, school education for kids, and university education. And this will help a lot the mindset and the social norms of these youth, that they don't wait at home, wait to search for a job, but to create jobs for others. Like you see now, a lot of digital and online great projects. I don't want to say commercial names, but you have a project for like taxis, you have a project for delivery, you have a project for a lot. Let's say, for example, Amazon, and the amount of money they made in one day with the innovation and technology. So education is a very important pillar for youth. To have this strength and to make the real economic growth.
Yes. How important is Egypt's keenness to localize technology and support education, as you've just mentioned, Doctor, and also support the scientific research in support of the small and medium enterprises and emerging companies?
Yes. The most challenge that face emerging companies are finance, and knowing what is the business plan, how to have a vision, how to create their employment, their employees. A lot of support needed. And if you don't nourish them and give them this support at the beginning, usually they close, they fail. And it goes to square zero. They start searching, after wasting time, they start searching for jobs. The great program Dr. Rania Al-Mashat is working with the European Union for cross-border projects is very important to support technology and to support education and to support training. As we said, it's divided into, the coming phase is divided into 3 programs. One of them is especially for the technology and innovation and incubators, creating incubators, business incubators.
Developing business incubators.
For youth and for startups and for the entrepreneurs to give them a hand to start their businesses.
Yes, Doctor. Doctor, what is the role model in countries around the world that you would like to mention concerning a state that also, like Egypt, supported the small and medium enterprises? What could you name some of the countries around the world?
Yes, in Europe there are many. You see
Germany, for example.
And Germany and Sweden. And
why did you mention Germany and Sweden?
Because they support innovation and technology, and this gives innovative solutions to existing
How can
problems.
we make exchange of experiences between us and Sweden, for example, or Germany?
A lot of initiatives are taking place as well. The Cairo University, for example, they are doing a program to send...
so the coordination between universities from both countries.
Exactly.
Also the conferences, how do you see the importance of conferences?
It's very important, because conferences, when you select the right startups and the right entrepreneurs to attend conferences, and there is something very good now with the COVID-19, you have the online. No more traveling, no more a lot of constraints on going to conferences because of the physical distance and social distance. So it's a very important time now to reach with conferences, to reach even Upper Egypt and even houses and youth that are far away. So conferences is a very important thing, online training.
In order to exchange experience and point of views, of course.
Exactly.
Yes.
And also the Cross Borders program,
Yes.
part of it is training online and exposure
Yes.
to other countries.
Yes.
As you see also China. In China, they are all entrepreneurs and they are creative of new technology and new things.
Yes.
Not expensive, affordable, and they invaded the whole world with their products.
Yes.
So I know that His Excellency, our beloved President, is working on making Egypt a hub for entrepreneurship and hub for technology and innovation as well. With all these investments and all these support from all the ministries, a lot of initiatives. The 2030 Rawad Masr initiative
Yes.
is huge, full of support, financial incubators, training, the other initiative of the Ministry of Youth.
Yes.
Training. Also, there is a very important initiative Dr. Hala Saeed just launched.
Yes.
Is 1 million youth training by the year 2030, also to
Yes.
get aligned with the vision, the Egypt Vision 2030.
Yes.
Training on how to do your businesses, how to do finance, how to get finance, and in cooperation with two of the biggest national banks, they are giving funds and loans with reduced interests, very small interest,
Yes.
like 5% reduced. Supporting them also in doing their feasibility studies, because this is a very important thing in the life cycle of a business.
Yes.
And supporting them in finding the right market, market research, everything.
Yes. Dr. Nakhla, if we raise some examples of small projects, like for example, a youth who invented a car for the ice cream, another youth, Egyptian youth, who invented a car that is going to work with the water vapor, for example. Do we have any example that the state of would take these small projects and make it on a large scale, or make it a national project or something?
Yes,
it's a kind of, I would like to say that as much as the government or the state wants to make the youth benefit, the state could benefit from the ideas and creations of its youth.
Yes. A lot. I can stay for 2 hours saying examples of a lot of small initiatives that took place by small entrepreneurs, and the government supported them and scaled it.
Yes.
For example, Al-Azhar University, the entrepreneurs won the first
Yes.
prize around the world.
Yes.
Enactus, in the Enactus
Yes.
award for one of the projects.
Yes.
It is implemented in Egypt
Yes.
already.
Yes.
Also, during the beginning of COVID-19, the Rawad 2030 initiative supported entrepreneurs to do face shields.
Yes.
And they really did a lot of thousands
Good
of
ideas, yes.
thousands
Yes.
of numbers
Yes.
of face shields in a very innovative and technology way, and it was distributed to the Egyptian National Hospitals.
Yes.
For the medical team.
Yes.
A lot of initiatives.
Yes.
And a lot of incubators. I would like to shed light on the importance of incubators.
Yes, please.
One of the pillars of the projects of the Ministry of International Cooperation,
Yes.
Dr. Rania Al-Mashat, is supporting and creating incubators.
Yes.
Incubators are a lot of kinds of incubators. You have business incubators, you have university incubators, you have technology incubators. And let's say the business incubators, they give support to the entrepreneurs to train them, to help them find the right product and the right service and the right innovative idea based on research on the market need. Because sometimes you have an idea, but there is no market need for it. It's very difficult to do it and to spread it.
Yes.
But when you know what the market needs and you solve a real problem by your invention and your project, this is where bingo and success happens.
Yes.
So the incubators also offer the youth and the startups like a shared workplace, a workspace, and also for university incubators, they offer the youth labs and scientific research that they cannot afford. You know, research and development is very expensive, and a startup or an entrepreneur, they cannot afford such a huge investment at the beginning, especially that they don't know where it will take them after the research and development. They could spend money and then decide that this is not what they're going to work on. So incubators are a safe way to support them in the research and development. Also renting a place, also a very important thing that youth are very scared from going official. The unofficial businesses in Egypt are more than the official businesses. And this is against the states and the government will. So these incubators are giving a hand and a back and supporting youth to go official and showing them how to register, where to register, what documents needed. They don't need to rent a place, they don't need to rent a store, they are incubated. Also the most important thing is the mentoring and coaching to these young startups, small and medium enterprises, even micro enterprises. Because sometimes they don't know what's hindering their success and what's hindering them from growing. So sometimes by mentoring, we learned in mentoring to dig deep under the iceberg and to see what's hindering this person from going really successful. And also it is very important for the technical training. It's a magical success formula for youth and for the entrepreneurs.
That's true. Dr. Nakhla, we're going to have a short break and we'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a short break and we are going to have a look on some of the projects in Egypt. Welcome back. We continue our interview with Dr. Nevine Nakhla, doctorate in business administration, entrepreneur, trainer. Well, Dr. Nakhla, what are the mechanisms that can be relied upon in establishing a leadership that would be capable of setting up and managing any project successfully?
This is a very important question.
Thank you.
Some people, they say that leadership and leaders are born leaders, and they cannot acquire leadership skills. And this is totally...
So it's the personality itself.
A lot of...
Or it's a kind of training that we can train some youth for this. It is very important to know that leaders are not only born leaders. There is a small amount or a small percentage, but leadership can be acquired, can be trained, can be learned. And this is what the government is working on now, with very specialized and very professional trainers and professors. Like we said, the initiative of 1 million entrepreneurs, training them how to be leaders, how to be creative. You can learn this. You can learn to be punctual. This is very important. You can learn to have integrity.
You can learn to be proactive.
Yes.
And a lot of trainings and a lot of programs and a lot of courses. I don't want to say names of courses and trainings because sometimes it's private entities that they are,
please,
yes, I know. But it's the future thinking.
Yes.
To teach entrepreneurs future thinking and how to think proactive. And one of the techniques is the ripple effect. You put your action or your thinking in a circle, and you go like what it is going to do to you if you do this action or you do this technology or this innovation. So it is future thinking. You go into circles to explore what's beyond. Also train youth and train entrepreneurs to zoom out, to see the whole picture, and then zoom in and see the actions and the different marketing, the different selling skills, the different things. Yes. Also, leaders are trained and acquired by a lot of responsibilities. If you give the youth, even small kids, if you give them small responsibilities and you train them to think out of the box and to think with innovation, how to solve this problem and how to be responsible and accountable for their projects or for their the small things you give them. Yes. So this builds up leadership skills. Also, the most important thing in leadership is personal traits and communication skills. There is a great project called, it is done by the EFE, Education for Employment Egypt. It's a non-profitable organization as well. They train youth and startups they put them into groups and they train them soft skills and how to do their projects and how to present. The most important thing also is to teach the entrepreneur and the startup how to pitch their products, how to present it to investors. Yes. Yes. A lot of angel investors now are supporting, and the government is working with a lot of angel investors, part of one of the initiatives to invest with entrepreneurs and youth, and how to present themselves, how to be enthusiastic about their projects, and if they are presenting to investors, they need to say numbers, they need to say objectives, goals. So all this is trained, all this is learned. Yes. So even if someone in school was very calm and not a leader, or they don't have a character of a leader. Yes.
He could be a very wise, when he grows up,
exactly.
A very wise leader.
Businessman or businesswoman.
Yes. Yes.
So yes, it could be very well trained, and I know that the government is working with different initiatives. Even the ILO are working on training entrepreneurs and startups. A lot of initiatives and a lot of training to create future thinkers and leaders of the future.
Yes. So, Dr. Nakhla, concerning education, to what extent does education contribute to forming the basic elements for innovation and also creativity, which is necessary for setting up non-traditional projects?
Yes, this is very important because if you have, like we said, 65% of the population are young youth, and if they are not educated and they are ignorant,
yes,
you will have 65% of population unemployment.
Yes,
and you won't have creative minds. So education is very much aligned and very much targeted by the government and aligned with the state's economical growth.
Yes.
Also, Minister of Immigration, Dr. Nabila, is doing another initiative called Marakib Najah, boats for saving or
Yes.
for the villages and for the places and the small villages that are known with the immigration, the illegal immigration of their boys to go and they know that they might die on the way,
yes.
but still they think that on the other side is heaven, and very wrong mindset and very.
So spreading awareness is very important, of
awareness
course.
and education
Education
to see the whole world, and
yes, education is the key. For
and even if they want to immigrate, they train them and they
to face these
vocational training,
yes.
very well vocational training, to be headhunted by these countries, to work respectably and to work officially and to get good salaries and because some European and some countries abroad, they need like plumbers, they need carpenters, they need technical skills are missing in their countries. So if you really educate and train these powerful infrastructure and powerful invest in this powerful youth,
yes.
even if they want to go anywhere, they go with dignity and they go with respect and with knowledge, vocational and academic.
Yes, I thank you very much for your valuable information. I thank you for coming today. I really had the pleasure to host you today. Dr. Nevine Nakhla, doctorate in business administration, entrepreneur, trainer. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, and happy feast
Thank
again.
you. Thank you. Happy feast to you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amr.
Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, The Breakfast Show. My name is Amal Mukhtar, and I was accompanied with my colleague, Shireen Adel. Thank you very much for watching.